Hello everyone, welcome back to Manga Goblin, and I'm Trix of course, and hello if you've just joined me today. Today we're going to talk about a Isekai manga, and it's one that has mixed opinions from various people around it. Some people either really love it, some people really hate it, and of course we're talking about the Kage no Jitsuryokusha ni Naritakute, or Eminence in Shadow, to be a power in the shadows. It also has some a Russian name which I can't read unfortunately because I can't read it Cyrillic. And it's by Aizawa Daisuke, and the artist is SAKANO Anri. The author of course wrote the light novel, which the manga is sort of related to. I've not really read the light novel. And there is a spin-off as well, but we're only looking at the main one, the main manga based on the light novels. It's published by Shoten, and in Compass, it's licensed by Yen Press in English since July this year, so it'll be licensed in a month's time. A lot of people will call this a masterpiece, a lot of people will call this an edgelord story, but I might have alluded that I'm quite fond of it in a previous video. I am quite fond of it because it does poke fun of a lot of the Isekai tropes. For example, the guy wants to be normal basically. He doesn't want to stick out, he wants to have a very bland average life, yet he has this Chunnibyou syndrome which seems to have this mind or reality warping effect, and whatever his Chunnibyou syndrome says or basically acts out actually turns out to be true. It happens in multiple chapters, and it happens with the cults that he's after in the beginning. It happens when he's trying to locate said quote, when his sister has been kidnapped. He is basically a very shallow, very awful person, yet the author and the artist will point this out and they'll say this is the protagonist, this is the person you're meant to be rooting for, while showing him laughing at the defeat of someone, or being rather boisterous or money grabby, or being generally pretty awful, but in a funny way, not in a I wouldn't say not in a very edgelord way, even though you can take it that way, but it does poke fun of those characters, such as a certain character in a certain Isekai that we won't talk about on this channel, because although it's one of my unlocks, yes it is one of my unlocks, it's not something I'm looking forward to be honest, but there we go. Currently, there are only 29 chapters, 30 chapters-ish. I believe there are a few more available on the Compass website, but I'm not 100% sure of the exact number of chapters. I know that there's only about 30, and there's 6 volumes already in Japanese, and it started 2 years ago, 2019. Seed Kangaroo is the main character, and he longs to be a true mastermind, having this web of individuals and spy networks, and of course he rescues individuals and he goes, ha ha ha, I've rescued this person, now they can be the victim of my evil magic experiments, and that's the protagonist that you're rooting for, remember that. He also pulls a lot of other things, like he'll bark for money, and he'll pretend he's weaker than he is, he'll try not to fit in. Well, obviously he stands out really badly in his previous life. Now, there are some spoilers out there for the light novel. We don't know how much of the light novel is going to be converted into the manga, so I won't go into spoilers for the light novel. But Sid's adventures are amusing, and the fact that he makes the shadow garden, and he has all these weird Yandere-esque women that he rescues, especially Delta. Pay attention to Delta, because she's the nutty one. Is something that, I don't know, I can't hate this manga. I quite like this manga, it's quite funny to me. As there are less than 50 chapters, I can't really rate it on my scale, because I always like to have at least 50 chapters or a completed manga to rate something. But I am going to definitely give this a recommendation, simply because it made me laugh, and Isekais either tend to be, oh, I'm just this ordinary person in another world and I've got all these ultimate skills, whereas this takes that trope and runs with it. He has got all these OP skills, but in a lot of ways you can see that he's actually worked for them, and the way he worked for them was in his previous life when he was trying not to stick out as a quote-unquote mob person. And yes, Truck Gun is again involved in the sending the individual to Isekai Land. The knowledge he comes with basically gives him the ability to learn magic faster and skills faster. As I said, this is kind of controversial with a lot of people, simply because they take him as a very serious edgelord, such as, I don't know, Nafumi, or the character from a certain revenge isekai. It's not really isekai though, it's a revenge hero or something like that. It is known by another name, that revenge one, but I won't go into that. Simply because I don't want this video to have a little mark on it. So yes, it's definitely recommended. Do check it out. It is really cool. There are a lot of characters in it, such as like he goes from Alpha to, I think he's on Gamma now. Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta. No, Epsilon, maybe Mu. Basically, he picks up these people. He picks up Alpha, and Alpha picks up others, which usually tend to be elves, and they tend to do really well in whatever profession they're at. For example, one of them becomes an author and he wants to really badly sponge off them. Another one becomes a really great chocolatier and he wants to sponge off that person as well. Sid's just completely, he does have morals, but his morals are twisted that he just wants a very quiet, cushy life and to everyone follow his Chunnibyou syndrome. Maybe he's not the hero the world wants, but he's certainly the one they need. Then again, we don't know if his reality-bending powers are affecting the world, or he's simply in tune with some sort of the world in some way, and he's just picking up on it subconsciously, and there we go. But yeah, it's really fun. Do check it out. Definitely recommended. He is I would say he's a diabolical hero. That was what I would call him. So yeah, definitely check it out. There are 6 volumes. It's really fun. The artwork's really good. I really like it. Thank you everyone for watching. Do take care of yourselves, and bye bye.